What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to, of course, be talking about with you guys. This time I actually wanted to talk about the recent theory going around that actually is a question that says, does the Caris LeVert trade that just recently happened involving the Cleveland Cavaliers and Indiana Pacers now mean that Collin Sexton's future in Cleveland is very slim and that he most likely will be getting traded? Now, I've seen this question a lot. I believe Avery Johnson, former Alabama coach and Collin Sexton coach at Alabama, was actually the guy who mainly brought this up. I'm actually making a short on this. I'm not too sure if it will be out at the time of this video coming out. I'll assume it might be, so definitely go check that out or stay tuned for it. But when it does come to this is a very interesting question because as a big Cleveland Cavaliers fan myself, I've seen a lot of Cavs fans have a lot of different opinions revolving around Collin Sexton. A lot of people are, saying, well, if we can re-sign Collin Sexton for around $20 million per year, get him to, come off the bench and play backup point guard for like 28 minutes per game, be like a high-pressure dude that would come in and, just score heaps and, again, would be another shot creator to add alongside Caris LeVert and Darius Garland, then 100% keep him, right? But then I think it's the obvious and more likely one of, let's be honest here, Collin Sexton's probably going to get a deal worth around 20 to 27 million per year in free agency, just based on the fact that the free agency this year is pretty bad and it doesn't exactly look like there is too much going on. And again, Collin Sexton's still a really good young player. If it does actually come to that, where a team will offer Collin Sexton around $25 million, I actually suggested this trade the other day, which I think would make a whole lot of sense for the Cleveland Cavaliers to do and would actually be a big upgrade over Collin Sexton. Now, we know that Collin Sexton, again, before I get into this mock trade, we know that there is still a slight chance he does come back for the playoffs, where if he does, I think he would play backup point guard, and I guess we could kind of see how he'd go at that role. But honestly, I just don't know how Sexton's value to the Cavaliers, how much it really is now, considering the Cavaliers got two solid shot creators. I still think they probably need another one, but I don't necessarily know if it's a 6'1" point guard. I'd like to have a little taller player who can be a much better defender, and I think just fits in with the system a lot better. And I've got a player in mind who I'd like to suggest, but when it does come to Collin Sexton, it's just that it'd be so tough to give Sexton away because everyone knows he has the absolute grit and grind to be a very good player in the league. Plus, he absolutely loves the Cavs, and you can tell just he doesn't want to, leave being a Cavalier. I think he really, really wants to stay. It's just, again, he fired his agent. Also, just signed with Clutch Sports. I think that's another indication to say that this guy is looking for a lot of money, and I don't think the Cavaliers are going to want to give him that. But all of a sudden, there's a player that's actually become available for the Cavaliers to maybe trade for eventually. A player who's just, required season-ending surgery, who is only 28 years of age, still, still in his prime, I would assume. A dude that averaged 31 points last season and is looking for a new team in free agency in Bradley Beal, who I think would be absolutely perfect for the Cavaliers. Of course, Bradley Beal is a 6'3" shooting guard who, when he does try, can be a very, very solid defender in the league. Plus, he will be a free agent. Again, it does look like he will be leaving Washington this offseason, if not traded by tomorrow or anything like that. But even if he does get traded, I legitimately don't care because, I still feel like there's a chance that he could end up on the Cavaliers. So this video will still come out, just based on the fact that I think he's favourites of the Cavaliers and Boston. And Boston, of course, we know now, it doesn't look to be that good. I don't know if they'll really go for him. I think they need to build the team around Tatum and Brown rather than going out and getting Beal. Again, Bradley Beal is really close friends with Jason Tatum, and he's very close friends with Darius Garland. I think he'd be perfect for the Cavaliers, and I think Collin Sexton would be perfect for the Wizards. Considering the Wizards are looking to blow it up next season and even trade away Dinwiddie, etc., they'll be looking for a new point guard, and I believe these teams can actually get a deal done, which I think would work best for both teams. Pretty much, I believe that because, again, Bradley Beal will be a sign and trade player. He's just had season-ending surgery. He's season this year wasn't the greatest as what it's always been. And we also know the fact that his value has kind of lowered quite a bit. I honestly believe that the Cavaliers could maybe get Bradley Beal for a sign and trade of Collin Sexton, a role player like Lamar Stevens, a first round pick, and maybe a protected first round pick. And this would, you'd legitimately, if you're the Cavaliers, because Collin Sexton really hasn't played all season. He wasn't that great when he played, didn't really work out for the Cavaliers. You're legitimately trading for a dude that has the potential to average 30 points per game and play solid defense. And you're trading up Lamar Stevens and 2 first round picks. Again, if you're the Cavaliers, you would have to do this, because then your depth would be insane. Like, think about that starting lineup. Darius Garland at point guard, Bradley Beal at shooting guard, Caris LeVert at small forward, Evan Mobley at power forward, Jarrett Allen at center. That starting lineup would be top 5 defensively in the league and probably top 5 offensively. While off the bench, you would have Kevin Love, Lauri Markkanen, Cedi Osman, Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, Rajon Rondo, Dylan Windler. A legitimate, solid, 13-man roster. It would be absolutely insane. That is the trade I'm suggesting for the Cavaliers to do. But if not, I don't know if I would necessarily trade Collin Sexton. There's also the means of, are the Cavaliers really in a rush to trade Collin Sexton? Let's just say he does re-sign for $23 million a year, right? And he comes off the bench and averages 20 plus per game next season, and the Cavaliers continue to do good. He's going to have trade value no matter what. So, let's just say that maybe the Cavaliers aren't doing as good as what they probably should be. There are a lot of chemistry issues still with Sexton and whatnot. Then there's always the possibility of just, trading him for first-round picks and whatnot. The Cavaliers definitely have the ability to maybe do something like this. And I kind of do agree with Avery Johnson, especially bringing in Caris LeVert and the Cavaliers reportedly maybe being interested in Bradley Beal, etc. How long is Sexton's future really going to be in Cleveland? Realistically, it might not be as long as what a lot of people think. And I think some Cavs fans are, a little bit distraught about this. But I think Cavs fans, we just got to realize, guys, we love Collin Sexton, we love what he's done for the land and how he's helped us and how great he is as a guy and his chemistry and whatnot. But I think it's undeniable at this point that Collin Sexton really doesn't fit with this team anymore. And the fact that he wants such a big contract to come off the bench when the Cavaliers could get an all-star for a similar price it really does hurt Collin Sexton and his future in Cleveland. And that's why I think there is a big chance that this guy is most likely not going to be coming back. Plus, again, Bradley Beal would suit so well in Cleveland, and that team would be so stacked to the point where you'd think if they got their chemistry continuously right. Dude, at the time making this video, Kevin Love is playing like an all-star. I know Evan Mobley is inconsistent as a rookie sometimes, but when he gets to that next step, that dude's going to be like an all-star. You basically got 4 all-star guys in your starting lineup, plus an elite scorer in Caris LeVert. And then you got Kevin Love off the bench, who, in the minutes he's playing, is playing like the best plus-minus all-star player I have ever seen in my goddamn life. So again, I think it'd be a pretty interesting thing to maybe, kind of go out and do. Of course, I would very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA news and NBA content. Of course, don't forget to comment your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Do you guys think that the Cavaliers should trade Collin Sexton for Bradley Beal? Would it be a good idea? Would it be a bad idea? Again, definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down below. But as I was saying, please make sure to go subscribe to my gaming channel, my IRL/vlog channel, and my podcast if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.